Adam here from the Walser Automotive Group, and what I want to do today is take you on a test drive. So next to me here, I have a 2025 GMC Canyon. We'll look at the interior, exterior, some of the trim level specifics, then go for a spin around, see what it's like out on the road. All right, so now we're behind the wheel of the 25 AT4X, and there's a lot of really cool equipment in here. So we'll kind of cover what this package offers, what's available, starting price, all that good stuff. So let's start with what changed for 2025. Now there will be the new Nightfall edition, so that's going to be kind of the blacked out trim, and they did change 3 new colors. So we've got Glacier Metallic, Desert Sun, and there's going to be the new Rapids Metallic. So that's going to fill in for the departure of just a few other colors. Now the Pro Grade trailering system will now be standard in the Elevation, the AT4, and the Denali. So that's something they changed, and the Safety Plus package is also going to now be standard in the Elevation and the AT4. And the Tech Plus package will also now include a sunroof and the Bose sound system. So we've got that in this vehicle. The Bose does make a pretty big difference, and having the sunroof with the darker interior definitely makes it a little bit brighter in here, and I definitely like that feature. But for now, before we cover anything else, I've got my phone with me as we always do. So I've got the wireless charging down here, and I've got wireless Apple CarPlay as well as Android Auto on the display here. So we'll touch on that a little bit more, but for now, let's put it in drive. We'll go for a spin around. Now, let's start with what powers all of these GMC Canyons. There's going to be a 2.7 liter Turbo Max engine, and that is going to get the 8-speed automatic. It is very smooth out on the road and very comfortable. These trucks give you more than enough power and torque, and if you're thinking about towing, max tow capacity when properly equipped is going to be about 7,700 pounds. So the AT4 does tow a little bit less because of the lift and the wheels and tires, but if you're thinking about towing the boat to the lake, you got an enclosed trailer, anything like that, the GMC Canyon can definitely get that done. Now let's talk about this particular truck. So the AT4X is now going to be a package versus a standalone trim for 2025. Now the X package does add a bunch of really cool stuff. This one's also got the tech package in here, like I said, so there's a lot of equipment in this vehicle. Now the AT4 on the outside, like I said, a 2-inch lift will be part of the AT4X package, and this one has the 17-inch wheels with the very aggressive Wrangler tires. Now if you are thinking about hitting the trail, or you want to live that kind of off-road lifestyle that this truck can offer, this is the one to pick. With the Multimatic DSSV suspension, going through that parking ramp, those speed bumps that usually kind of jolt the whole vehicle around, it's almost like they're not even there with this truck. It is a very smooth and comfortable ride out on the road. And yes, the larger wheel and tires, you do sacrifice a little bit of fuel economy, but it's worth it. I think just the look alone is killer, and the capability that you get is very impressive. Now this also has front and rear electronically locking differentials. So if you are planning on hitting the trails, that is right down here on these buttons. They're really cool laid out across here. You can actually put all the windows down, change some of your safety stuff here. I love that feature, especially, like I said, if you're doing the hardcore off-roading, you're certainly gonna want that. Now on the exterior of the truck, this one is going to look a little bit different. So whether it's the Denali you're looking at or the Elevation, the grills can change and the wheels can change as well as some of the overall kind of appearance to the vehicle. This one does have kind of that bulldog look to it. It's very tough, kind of a big aggressive front end on the vehicle. It's also got those really cool headlights up front, so it's an LED daytime running light and then the LED headlights obviously, and this one will have those red tow hooks down below, plus you also get underbody skid plating to help you out if you are hitting the trail. Not to mention the trail camera, so that full 360 view camera in here, you can actually click the little truck icon and you can pull up the camera here. It makes it so convenient for seeing what's going around, and unlike some other vehicles, I'm going 45 miles an hour and I can still click that to see what's going on, so you can certainly use that on the trail or just in everyday life. Maybe the kids left some stuff in the driveway trying to see what's going on. You can see all the way around the truck, and it is pretty cool. What about the truck configuration? So all of the GMC Canyons are going to be the standard 4-door with the 5.5-foot bed. In this particular bed, this one has the spray-in bed liner. It's also got LED lights back there, and you get the plug-in in the rear. So if you're on a campsite, job site, maybe just doing a project around the house, and you've got that plug in the bed, and that does make it very convenient and a pretty cool feature. Now this one will also have the soft open tailgate, and there's actually a little storage compartment in the tailgate itself. So I noticed the truck, obviously it snowed last night, was full of snow. That compartment was completely dry, so it is weather sealed as well. So if you're keeping something maybe like tow straps, something you don't want getting wet, you can put that in there. That's a pretty cool feature. Now, what about the interior? Obviously the AT4X, all loaded up like this one is very nice. The appointments inside the cabin, I always forget how cool they look when you open the door and you see the red, the black, the white in here. It just looks so cool. Now these seats are also extremely comfortable. So this one gets the memory seats over here on the side. They're heated and they're ventilated. Plus, one of my favorite features is the heated steering wheel. So like I said, it was cold. It was only about 25 this morning when I got going. When I fired up the truck, the heated seats kicked on and the heated steering wheel, which does make it really nice to tackle those Minnesota winters. Or in the summertime, you can actually kick the ventilated seats on, cool the truck down really nicely. These seats are great. You can eat up a ton of miles from behind the wheel of this vehicle, and there's lots of safety built in as well. So if you go into the settings here, you can go into vehicle, and then you can actually just scroll down to collision and detection systems. That is where you can see all of the technology and some of the stuff. If you don't want it, you can turn it off there as well. It's simple as that. Now, some of the best features, blind spot monitoring, the emergency braking, and the adaptive cruise control system. So you can set 3, 2, 1, kind of car length distance ahead of you. It will keep that distance when you're on the road, running up to the cabin, on a road trip. That feature makes it so nice and easy to just eat up a bunch of miles, especially when I got the heated seats going, the heated steering wheel, and the Bose sound system. This is a great road trip vehicle that's not only going to be comfortable, but it's got lots of technology to keep you occupied when you're on the go. Now, looking at our infotainment display, this one is going to have wireless Apple CarPlay as well as Android Auto. So I paired my phone up in about 30 seconds, made it so easy to get my text messaging, Google Maps, Spotify, everything's built right into there. I mean, the wireless charging, the idea is not to be messing with your phone when you're on the go. Sometimes it makes it tough, but with the Apple CarPlay or the Android Auto, it does make it really easy. And a few other things, this one's also got Amazon Alexa built in. So if you're an Amazon user, that is a pretty cool way. You can even start your vehicle from your house. There's lots of really cool stuff using that Amazon Alexa system. Now, a few other things in the infotainment display, the trailering. So like I said, if you're planning on towing the boat or anything else, you can program to keep a trailer in there. You can set up a guest trailer. That is a pretty cool way. You can check all the lights and just keep a look on what's going on. Now, for the outdoor off-road enthusiasts, there's an air down mode. So if you're planning on hitting the Baja or the trail, you can air it down and it'll actually honk once you hit that particular setting. And there's a bunch of off-road gauges in here. So you pull it up, it's got the little camera on here. You've got Baja, terrain, and then the overland setting. So all of that stuff, there's almost too much information going on in there that you can keep track of. And you've got your selectable drive modes. So right here by the shifter, you can go through a few different drive modes, whether it's the towing, like I said, the Baja, or the off-road mode. That is pretty sweet, and will dial in the truck to be exactly how you need it to be for that given situation. Now then, the other side here, digital gauge cluster. This is my favorite digital gauge cluster on the market. I think Chevy and GMC have nailed this display. It can show you not only Google Maps in there, but it can give you a quick look at all the information you need, whether you're on or off-road. Plus, it'll show me my Apple CarPlay, what I'm listening to, the trip settings, all that stuff is built right into there. I love that I can have the maps. So I can say Walser, Buick, GMC, Bloomington, right into Google Assistant. It'll pull it up on here, pulls it up on the map. I can change to have my music, my off-road stuff. It's such an easy and configurable system. Like I said, it's probably one of the best ones out right now. Now, from the driver's seat, the steering wheel is really cool. It's that leather-wrapped heated steering wheel. It's got the red kind of matte accenting that runs through with the white leather and the red stitching. It's really comfortable. It's a really cool place to be. I feel like they did a great job of stylizing this, where I feel like I'm in a top-tier kind of trim level truck, and it doesn't feel like a little truck, especially the AT4X that sits up a little higher. You kind of got to jump to get into it. I love that. It feels like it is very capable and very sturdy when you're on the road. Now this particular one, like I said, with the Multimatic DSSV shocks, you also get the rock sliders on the side. So this is a pretty serious off-road machine. I mean, right out of the box, it's very capable with the skid plates, the sliders, all that good stuff. You could drive this right off the lot and go have a lot of fun anywhere the trail or the desert takes you. The elevation trim, some of the base trims, they start around kind of that low $40,000 price point when you equip the four-wheel drive. This particular one, pricing-wise, gets a little bit higher than that. So with the pricing on this one coming in just around $62,000, I get that it is expensive, but it's a lot of truck for the money. This is a very cool, very capable off-road machine that you can use every day, be comfortable with all the technology, the safety, and then go off-road and bash this thing around and, you know, have fun with it. And that's kind of the best of both worlds. There's so much to like in this truck. I think, like I said, the style on the outside is so cool. But maybe you don't want all the equipment. If you want to drop down to the AT4, or you're just thinking the elevation maybe, I mean, there's a lot to like here. I think between the heated ventilated seats, the great technology inside, and the usability of the truck, I think if you're maybe not ready to jump up to the Sierra 1500, or you don't need that much truck, but you still want something that's very capable and looks really good. So I think if you're in the market for one of these trucks, whether you're looking at the Tacoma, the Chevy, maybe you've driven the Nissan, I think you gotta add the GMC Canyon to the list. Come out, take for a spin, and see what you think. Now that was just a quick look and drive at the 2025 GMC Canyon. Now if you have any other questions or you'd like to schedule a test drive, you can visit us online at walser.com or stop by anytime. We'd be more than happy to help. Thanks again for watching.